If you're investing thousands of dollars in a Walt Disney World vacation and trying to decide which parks actually deserve some of your limited time, let's talk about EPCOT. What EPCOT has to offer is not as obvious as Magic Kingdom. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly what's here, neighborhood by neighborhood, with no hype, no strategy yet, just a clear picture of exactly what this park has to offer. So by the end of this video, you can decide for yourself if EPCOT earns a spot on your itinerary.
World Celebration is the central hub of EPCOT. It's the area you'll enter first from the main gates, and it connects the rest of the park together. This section focuses on innovation and the future, themes that have been part of EPCOT since the beginning. You'll find open gardens, gathering spaces, Communicore Hall, which often hosts rotating exhibits during festival experiences throughout the year. There's shopping, quick service dining, and even a lounge just for ages 21 and up. The park's icon, Spaceship Earth, anchors this area, and it's both a landmark and an attraction. While this neighborhood isn't packed with rides, it sets the tone for the park and serves as the crossroads for everything that follows. You'll also find character meet and greet locations in this area, including opportunities to meet Mickey and other classic characters throughout the day. Spaceship Earth is a slow-moving dark ride with no height requirement. Inside the geodesic sphere, you'll travel through scenes that trace the history of human communication, from early storytelling to the digital age. It's not a thrill ride, but it's one of the most recognizable attractions in Walt Disney World and visually defines EPCOT itself. Journey into Imagination with Figment is located in World Celebration just beyond the Central Gardens. It's a slow-moving dark ride with no height requirement. Guests board a small vehicle and travel through whimsical labs exploring the five senses, alongside Figment and Dr. Nigel Channing.
Yeah, I know all about the senses. There's sight, sound, smell, touch, coochie-coochie-coo, and taste.
This attraction blends playful effects, music, and light sensory elements, and it has a distinctly imaginative tone compared to the more science-forward experiences nearby. While it leans more lighthearted and educational today, it remains one of EPCOT's most recognizable characters and adds a bit of classic personality into this section of the park. As you move to the right after passing Spaceship Earth, you'll enter World Nature, one of the calmer and more educational sections of EPCOT. This area focuses on our relationship with the natural world, the oceans, the land, and the water that connects everything. I like to think of World Nature as the blood pressure lowering section of the park. If the front of EPCOT feels busy and energetic, this is where things slow down a little. It's airy, it's green, and it leans heavily into that classic EPCOT idea of edutainment. When you're learning something without really realizing you are. You won't find major thrill rides here. Instead, you'll find interactive spaces, slow-moving attractions, and some of the best air conditioning in the park. If you're traveling with kids, this is often a reset area. If you're traveling as adults, this is where EPCOT feels closest to its original vision. World Nature is also home to character experiences like Moana, giving younger guests a chance to connect with familiar stories while exploring this section of the park. The first experience you'll encounter here is Journey of Water, a self-guided walkthrough experience inspired by Moana. There's no ride vehicle, no height requirement, and no set path. You just move at your own pace. Along the trail, water reacts to you. It jumps, swirls, parts, and even follows your movements using interactive technology. Kids tend to love this section because it feels playful, but adults often appreciate the educational layer woven throughout. You're learning about the water cycle and conservation while you explore. It's beautifully landscaped and especially stunning at night when the lighting changes the entire atmosphere. The Seas Pavilion is home to one of EPCOT's classic dark rides, The Seas with Nemo and Friends. This is a slow-moving omni-mover attraction with no height requirement. You board a clamshell vehicle and follow Nemo and friends through an underwater adventure that blends animated scenes with real aquarium environments. What makes this pavilion unique is that the ride exits directly into one of the largest aquariums in the United States. You'll find multiple viewing levels, manatees, sea turtles, dolphins, and a variety of marine life throughout the space. If you prefer not to ride the attraction, you can enter the aquarium directly through the main pavilion entrance. You do not have to ride Nemo to explore the exhibits. Inside this pavilion, you'll also find Turtle Talk with Crush, an interactive show where Crush speaks live with guests using real-time animation technology. The Land Pavilion continues the World Nature theme, focusing on agriculture, food production, and the ways humans interact with the environment. Inside this pavilion, you'll find two main attractions, Living with the Land and Soaring Around the World, as well as a short conservation-focused film called Awesome Planet. Living with the Land is a slow-moving boat ride with no height requirement. It begins with scenes that highlight different climates and ecosystems before transitioning into working greenhouses where Disney grows real food using innovative farming techniques. This attraction leans heavily into EPCOT's educational roots. You're not just floating past plants, you're seeing hydroponics, vertical growing systems, and sustainable agriculture practices that are actually used on property. Soaring Around the World is a flight simulation attraction with a 40-inch height requirement. Guests are lifted into the air in front of a massive curved screen and glide over global landmarks set to sweeping music. This is one of the more immersive and sensory experiences in EPCOT, combining motion, wind effects, and scent to create the illusion of flight. World Discovery shifts the focus from nature and imagination to science, technology, and adventure. This section of the park features some of EPCOT's more intense and thrill-oriented attractions. While World Nature feels calm and educational, World Discovery carries more energy. The architecture becomes more modern, the sound levels increase, and the experiences here are more dynamic. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is an indoor roller coaster with a 42-inch height requirement. This ride combines large-scale show scenes, rotating ride vehicles, and synchronized music to create a story-driven thrill experience. It is currently one of the most popular attractions in EPCOT and represents a shift toward more high-intensity entertainment within the park. Mission Space is a motion-based simulator with a 40 to 44-inch height requirement depending on which experience you choose. The ride places guests inside a space training capsule. There are two versions, a more intense orange mission and a less intense green mission, both simulating a journey into space. This attraction uses motion simulation and enclosed capsules, which can feel intense for some guests.
As you can see, astronaut flight training isn't like anything you've ever experienced before.
Control, the tower is clear.
Test Track is a high-speed attraction with a 40-inch height requirement. Guests move through a series of show scenes that explore how technology is shaping the future of transportation and mobility. As the experience builds, you transition outdoors for a high-speed finale around the track, making it one of the fastest attractions in EPCOT. The ride blends innovation themes with an energetic finish, aligning with World Discovery's focus on forward-looking technology. And yes, as you exit, you'll pass through a showroom where you can take a look at the latest vehicles, just in case your high-speed test drive inspires a major life decision. World Showcase wraps around the lagoon at the back of the park and features 11 country pavilions arranged in a continuous loop. Each pavilion represents a different nation through architecture, food, merchandise, exhibits, and live entertainment. While there are a handful of attractions located within World Showcase, this section of EPCOT is less about rides and more about atmosphere and exploration. Many of the interesting details are found beyond the main promenade, tucked into courtyards, galleries, side streets, and performance spaces. World Showcase is also where EPCOT really leans into food, whether that's dining in the pavilions or the festival kitchens that pop up throughout the year. And if you're traveling with kids, KidCot stations in each country give them something to do along the way. So they're exploring too, not just tagging along while you snack your way around the world. Before we walk pavilion by pavilion, let's quickly look at the primary attractions located here. World Showcase is home to 3 ride attractions: Grand Fiesta Tour starring the 3 Caballeros in Mexico, Frozen Ever After in Norway, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in France. You'll also find several film and stage presentations, including the American Adventure in the United States, Canada Far and Wide, Reflections of China, Impressions de France, and the Beauty and the Beast sing-along. In addition to the attractions, many of the country pavilions also host character meet and greets throughout the day. You'll often find characters appearing in the countries that match their stories, like Anna and Elsa in Norway or Belle in France, along with other rotating appearances depending on the season. Now, let's begin our loop in Mexico and move clockwise around the lagoon. The Mexico Pavilion is housed inside a large pyramid structure and is one of the most immersive environments in World Showcase. Once inside, the lighting shifts to twilight and the interior marketplace is designed to feel like a nighttime plaza along the water. Grand Fiesta Tour is a slow-moving boat ride with no height requirement. Guests travel through colorful scenes following the 3 Caballeros on a lighthearted tour of Mexico. It's a relatively short attraction, fully indoors, and often has manageable wait times compared to some of the other rides in World Showcase. Next is Norway. The Norway Pavilion blends traditional Scandinavian architecture with storybook design elements and is home to one of the most popular attractions in World Showcase. Frozen Ever After is a boat ride with no height requirement. Guests travel through scenes inspired by the Frozen films, featuring large-scale animatronics, music, and familiar characters. This attraction tends to draw some of the longest wait times in World Showcase. The China Pavilion is anchored by a large temple structure and a wide open courtyard that often hosts performances and seasonal exhibits. Architecturally, it's one of the most visually striking pavilions along the lagoon. This pavilion includes gardens, shops, and interior spaces that extend farther back than many guests realize. Reflections of China is a Circle Vision 360 film presentation with no height requirement. Guests stand inside a circular theater as panoramic screens surround them with landscapes, cities, and cultural scenes from across China. It's a continuous presentation style, meaning you can typically enter at regular intervals throughout the day. And one quick heads up here, this bridge between the China Pavilion and the outpost can open at various times during the day while they move equipment into the lagoon for the nighttime show. It doesn't run on a fixed schedule. When it does, the foot traffic stops and you'll need to go around. So if you're heading to a reservation or lightning lane, this is just something to keep in mind. This route could slow you down. If you're looking for more strategic tips like that, the best ways to move through the park efficiently, I'll be covering that in a separate planning video as part of this series. This one is about understanding what's here. The next one's to help you decide how to tackle it. And if you'd like a printable version of everything we just covered, you can rate each attraction and see what actually matters most in your group. I've created a free EPCOT 101 attraction interest worksheet. You can download it using the link in the description and use it to plan at your own pace once you decide if EPCOT is on your list. Germany does not have a ride attraction, but it features detailed architecture inspired by a traditional Bavarian village square. This pavilion is known for its central plaza, clock tower, shops, and seasonal festival kiosks. While it may not include a major attraction, it is a strong example of how World Showcase focuses on atmosphere and cultural design. Italy features open courtyards and architecture inspired by Venice, Florence, and Rome. Like Germany, it does not include a ride attraction, but it offers detailed design elements, fountains, and performance spaces that give it a distinct identity along the lagoon. Street performers and musicians often appear in this pavilion throughout the day. The American Adventure Pavilion sits at the center of World Showcase and is one of the largest structures around the lagoon. This pavilion also serves as a hub for festival concerts and seasonal performances at the America Gardens Theater, located along the lagoon. The American Adventure is a theatrical stage show inside a large indoor theater. Audio animatronics and film combine to present the key moment in American history. It's one of the longer shows in World Showcase and offers a seated indoor experience. The Japan Pavilion features a large red torii gate in the lagoon and a 5-story pagoda that anchors the space visually from across the water. There is no ride attraction here, but the pavilion includes detailed gardens, cultural exhibits, and performance areas that extend beyond the main walkway. The Mitsukoshi department store inside is one of the largest retail spaces in World Showcase and offers a wide range of merchandise and cultural items. The Morocco Pavilion is one of the most architecturally detailed spaces in World Showcase. Unlike many of the other pavilions, its design involved input from Moroccan artisans, and much of the tile work and craftsmanship reflects traditional techniques. There is no ride attraction here, but the pavilion is layered with courtyards, archways, mosaics, and quiet pathways that feel tucked away from the main promenade. It's one of the more immersive pavilions if you take time to wander beyond the front walkway. The France Pavilion features Parisian-inspired architecture, fountains, and shaded pathways that extend deeper into the pavilion than many guests initially realize. This section blends atmosphere with multiple attraction options. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is a trackless dark ride with no height requirement. Guests shrink down to the size of Remy and move through oversized kitchen and restaurant scenes using a mix of physical sets and large projection screens. It's one of the newer attractions in EPCOT and typically draws a steady wait time throughout the day. France also has 2 film presentations that share the same theater, Impressions de France and The Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along. Right now, they are both temporarily closed for refurbishment, but typically they rotate throughout the day depending on the schedule. The United Kingdom Pavilion is designed to feel like a series of interconnected village streets with brick facades, gardens, and quiet side pathways that branch off the main promenade. There is no ride attraction here, but the pavilion often features live entertainment and character appearances depending on the season. We'll finish our loop in Canada. The Canada Pavilion sits at the end of the lagoon with elevated walkways and gardens that overlook the water. The architecture is inspired by historic Canadian chateau-style design. Canada Far and Wide is a Circle Vision 360 film presentation with no height requirement. Guests stand inside a circular theater as panoramic screens surround them with landscapes from across Canada. It's a continuous presentation style and typically operates throughout the day. Canada provides a quieter end point for the World Showcase loop before transitioning into the lagoon's nighttime atmosphere. By the time the sun goes down, World Showcase feels different. The torches are lit, the music shifts, the individual sounds of each country start blending together around the lagoon. People slow down a little. They find a place to stand and look out at the water. Luminous, the Symphony of Us, closes the night from anywhere around the lagoon. And whether you stay for the full show or just catch part of it on your way out, it brings the whole park together in a way that feels intentional. After spending a day walking through 11 countries, it's a reminder that we're more alike than we are different. If you've been wondering whether Epcot should be part of your trip, now you know what's actually here. It's not just rides, it's not just food, it's a full day of different kinds of experiences, and you get to decide which parts matter to you.
So that's Epcot. What's here, how it's organized, and what to expect from every neighborhood. In the next episode in this series, we'll move on from what's here to how to tackle it, including strategy, timing, and just how to make everything go a little more smoothly. So until then, I hope you enjoyed meandering with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
And if you're not planning your trip alone, go ahead and share this with your travel crew. It'll make your life a whole lot easier if everybody's on the same page.